Okay, and welcome to Easy Trading with Weis Wave with Expedition Index. Lesson 9. In this lesson, we're going to see very few slides, and then we will start explaining on a whiteboard how you're going to be able to read the market using Weis Wave with Speed Index. So let's start. Who should see this video? First, every trader that wants to know what is the best strategy. Second, every trader that wants to be able to read the market charts using price, volume, and time with the help of the Weis Wave system with Speed Index. All right. Question number 1. Can you be a market maker? Well, the answer is no. And the reason, simply because you don't have the power. We don't have the power to be market maker. We don't have the capital, we don't have the inside information, we don't have a lot. So, what is the best strategy then? Well, since we cannot beat them, the best strategy is to follow them. So follow the market makers. Easier said than done. How are we going to do this? How are we going to follow them? Well, the answer is only one. Learn to read the charts. But in order to do that, you need to combine the price, the volume, and the time. The system we're going to be using is the one I always use. It's the Hiep Wave indicator, the Weis Wave with Speed Index, and a weighted volume indicator, no supply, no demand. Now let's go to the whiteboard to start the explanations of reading the market. Okay, you have to bear with me here because I will write with my finger. So this is the first question. Why waves? Why waves? Well, because this is impossible to read. This is the price. This is the price. Right here, impossible to write also. And this is the volume. All right. So how can you read that? Well, the only method that I know to read that is VSA, volume spread analysis, but too complicated for me, so I moved on to other stuff, and I followed David Weiss. So what we will do, we will add all these volumes to a cumulative histogram. This is what Weiss was doing, and we will get volume waves. All right, and the ideal move is, as long as the price is moving, also the volume is moving, and they're linear, meaning big volumes, big price move. Small volumes, small price move. Okay? So this is linear. We have the price moving up, have the volume moving up. We have a retracement, price going down, smaller volume. Then we have another move up, and the volume, cumulative volume, is bigger. Then we have a down move, small volume. Well, that's the ideal market. But unfortunately, the markets are not ideal. So what do we have to face? We have to face this. What is this? This is, the volumes are different on each move, and I will explain how. This is a linear volume right here. Okay, but on this wave, let me start on this wave. Volume is much bigger than the previous wave, but the move is shorter. So that's how the markets behave in non-linear way. Another example is here, where this volume, okay, it's smaller than this up volume, but the price move is bigger. And that's another case, much higher volume than the previous waves, but the move is smaller. So how do we tackle with that? If you just be looking at the Weis wave, sometimes it's not so obvious, okay, to be able to see that the volume waves are not linear with the price waves. So in order to get more assistance, I have created another indicator which is called Hiep Wave. Come on, I cannot write, so I better use the keyboard or something. So this is a Hiep wave, this is the Weis wave, and this is the weighted volume. My writing is terrible, sorry. So, this is the way we can organize the chart in order to be able to read it easier. Okay? Why? Because right now it's, first let me explain the Hiep wave. So, this move here, the first wave, the Hiep wave, it measures this distance in pips. So, what does that tell us? That up to here, let's say that it was I cannot write, so I will do it 50 pips, and also this is 50 pips. This down move. Okay. So this is 50 pips. Okay. So right now, getting out of the price chart a cumulative histogram of prices, we are able to easily identify what? We identify if we have a lot of volume but small movement, and this is the case right here. Lot of volume, small movement. Also, another thing we identify is low volume and high peak movement, which is this case. Okay. Now, where does the volume come to play? The individual bars. The individual bars come into play in order to check inside the waves where the big volume bars are. Are they at the bottom or are they at the top? Okay? So organizing the chart like that, we are able to see much easier what is happening. We got a fast wave, a slow wave. Okay, that's a linear wave. The first one right here, it's a linear wave. So volume and price are moving. This is not linear anymore. Too much volume, small may move, and this is again not linear. Small volume, large peak move. But sometimes this is also difficult to read and identify these movements with so many bars on the charts. So this is where speed index and the magic of it comes to play. Okay, we add speed index to this equation and things become more clear. Why? Because change in behavior, it's much easier to identify. So how is it identified? We're going up. We have a 10 speed index, a retracement with a 15 and an 8, 30 and 50. Okay. Usually on an uptrend, what is happening? It's the let me explain first the speed index. A low number, like 8 here, it's a fast wave, and a large number, it's a very slow wave, which means it took a lot of volume, but the movement was not that big. All right? So, in all the uptrends, usually what is happening, if it's a nice uptrend, you will see something with all the speed index on the up waves would be less than the down waves. Why is that? Because on the way down, on the retracement, people are buying. They're buying more, so you get more volumes. Okay? So, where do we see change in behavior? Right up here. Okay, from 8 to 30, that's a change in behavior because all the previous speed index numbers were 10, 15, and another change in behavior, it's that 50. It's not a normal speed index either, okay? It's very high. And then we start going to normal ones. Why this is happening? Why do we have these huge volumes with no peak moves? Well, that's because could be mainly for two reasons. One be people closing positions, a lot of people closing position, and the second reason is buyers and sellers are active at the same time. This is where absorption comes from the market makers. Retailers, for example, in this case on the retracement, are buying while on this case they're buying, going down to 30, while the market makers are selling. And this is exactly, again, the opposite. On the way up, okay, they're buying again, the retailers, but market sellers are selling. So basically what speed index does, it tells us where there is a lot of activity in the market, okay? Now, let me go to the charts, which is mainly from previous and this week and previous week, from my blog post, to start explaining what is happening. As I said before, a nice uptrend has higher speed index at the bottom, right here. You can see the down waves have higher speed index than the up waves. Okay? Where do we see something funny here? Well, the first funny thing we see is that 3 up here. That's a very fast wave. Okay, this is also visible from this. Okay, this volume, but this pip move. Okay, so this is quite fast. So we need to see the reaction of that. If you can look on the reaction, is we have another up move, then a down, another fast wave, and another fast wave. And on the way up, speed index is higher than the bottom speed indexes. So from 2.4 to 9, it's almost 4 times. And here it's almost 4 point something times, 5 times higher. So this means something to us, okay? This might not be visible from the volume and the pip movement here, okay? But it is here with the speed index. So what does this mean? This means if we break a significant level, this is hard to move up, so we're going short, okay? So this is where absorption was coming. Retailers are buying while the market makers are selling, and they have done this twice, okay? And the price stopped moving, then boom down, okay? Now, remember we said price, volume, and time. Time, why time? Time, you need to trade in specific locations, because this is where the market makers like to trade. Specific locations are support, resistance, and fib levels. So what happened in this case? We went down, then we started going back up, and we hit the fib area. Okay, this is a fib area between 50 and 60. We hit the fib area, and we need to analyze what is happening in the fib area. Remember that you have plenty of time, because absorption takes time. They cannot absorb all the orders at the same time. So what do we see here? Well, this is a Plutus reversal pattern, not possible. It is a Plutus reversal pattern. And what does that mean? It means we have a fast down wave, which is this one right here, the 4.4, then a slow up wave. That means that price hard time to move up. So most probably if we break this level, we're going short, okay? When I'm saying most probably if we break this level, I don't like to trade, because this could be start raging for a while and then decide what to do. So I really like to trade after the break. Another thing we can do, we can see here, is apart from the speed index, this is also visible on the volume and the pip movement. Okay, this is volume, no pip movement, so hard time to move up. One more thing, look at all these volumes. Okay, that's an enormous volume here, which has been mainly market makers distributing, and that's why we went down. Now let me go to the next example. All right, we have been going in a downtrend, okay, and we hit support. This level here, it's coming from all the way to the left, which is not shown on the chart. It's coming from a daily chart, this support level. So as far as we got close to the support, we see these volumes, and the price starts moving up, but not for long. So again, what we see on the speed index, okay, not so visible anymore on the waves. Here you have to be very observative in order to observe that these are high volumes with small peep moves, but speed index tells you that. We can see at 22.5 and 35 and 18 and at 23. Okay? What does that mean? That means if we break a level, we're going down. So we did break the level and we start going down because this is all hard time to move up. All the high speed index numbers are at the top. Okay, so it's very easily identified. So the trend continues down. All right, let me go to the next one. Okay. What do we have here? We have a downtrend. Then we hit some kind of level. I don't know what's on the left, but most probably would be a level. And we see some significant volumes at the bottom. And the first wave, we see high volume, no move. So this could be also selling on the retracement, but it's not. It's a change of trend. Why? Because many times this is how a change of trend appears. Buying, okay, people are selling, and then we do a fake move, and that's the fake move. The fast wave here with a 4.5 speed index. We break up and boom we go. That's a Plutus pattern. The Plutus pattern is this. One wave with a high speed index and the next wave with a fast speed index. But the prerequisite is that this fast wave never breaks this level. Okay? So what do we enter? We enter long here after we break this resistance level. That's a classic Plutus pattern. Let's go to the next example. Okay, here don't mind what I have up here, all the markings. I'll start from the left. What do we see from the left? First of all, as we go down, let me use a circle. Speed index is increasing from 12.3 to 15 and then to 26.6. Okay, that's also here it's visible, volume, small peep move. Okay, this is a classic Plutus reversal pattern. And where is it? Fast speed index first, very slow second. What do? We draw our levels. So in that case will be, I don't know, somewhere here. Okay. And since this 26.6 never broke support, this is confirmed after we break up, and this is a Plutus reversal pattern. Let's see another one. As we go up, we hit a fib area which is coming from a 4-hour chart. And as I told you before, this is timing. This is where the market makers like to trade. Okay, so what do we see up here? Again, again and again and again. Fast wave with a 3-point speed index. And on the way up, 21.6. That's a classic again Plutus reversal pattern. Okay, as long as we break this level, we go short. All right, so we went short. Where did we stop? We stopped here. And what is that? This is a fib area of that fib drawn here. Okay, that's a 61.8 fib. Now let's look at the continuation. We have a lot of up and down waves, so we are ranging. Okay, but if we focus on the range and the speed index numbers, what do we see? The top speed index numbers are much less than the bottom ones. Okay, and the last bottom one is a 21. I mean, it's hard time to move down. Okay, what else do we see? This is all hard time to move down. Then what else do we see? Volume. Where is that volume? At the bottom, right here. So there were buyers here, and there were buyers here on the way down, and there were buyers here on the way down. So what happened again? We moved up, fast moved down again. Okay, even though this speed index is not that high, still it's twice than the 4.1, and up we go. And this broke this level actually and continued up. All right, easily identify the effort versus result. This is hard way to move down from the speed index numbers. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay, I'll start from the left, from this red arrow. Okay, we have a fast move down, then on the way up we got a retracement and we see a 90. That's an enormous speed index. Okay, 90. So what do I know what is going to happen? No, I do not. Okay, I don't yet. Unless I break some significant level, I don't. And it looks like we never broke this. And what happened after this? We went down, but we never broke this either. From here. Okay, so we are ranging. We are ranging, then we go into another range right here. Okay, and what do we see in that range? We see a 42.5 right here. Okay, 42.5, that's a high speed index too. And on the way up, we see an enormous speed index, 116.5. So something is cooking, that's for sure. Okay, so we draw this resistance level, this support level, and what was it? It was hard time to move up. Market makers were selling. This was their first push down. Maybe this was their first push down, this 90. Then another one here, and then on the way up, very hard time to move. Then we broke down. Easily identified also from here. Okay, high volume, very small peak move. Now, we go down, we hit some level, I don't know what's on the left here, but on the way up, again, exactly the opposite from what we saw in the previous chart. The high speed index numbers are at the top, 1, 2, 3, and at the bottom we got 12, 15, 11, while at the top we have 29, 26, and 23. So, in order to make sure that this is selling, let's draw our levels. Okay, this is already drawn. So, down, this was selling. We broke this level, and the result was a 110 pips. Okay, so 200 pips from here, or if you entered here, 130 pips, and on that case, 110 pips. Okay, let me see if I have something else to mention here. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, this is Australian dollar CAD. Now, I will start from left here. A lot of trend changes do not happen with a huge Weis wave, okay? They happen exactly like that, okay? We have a down move, linear almost, okay? Nothing fancy here, but, sorry, this was a down move, it's linear, that's a volume wave, that's a Hiep wave, but the reaction, okay, a lot of volume right here, and small Hiep move, and high speed index of 38. There is no 38 all the way to the left on the up waves. Okay, so something is cooking here. Now, what do we do? Draw our levels. Okay, on the way down again, we have a 22.5, which again is a high speed index. That's a 22.5 right here. A little bit crossed with the line. So this is again a high speed index. This is a volumes again coming up. Okay, on the way down again volumes are coming up. So this is not visible so much from this here, the Hiep wave and the volume, because it's so small, so you will miss that if you don't see the speed index. So the speed index is helping us. So what do? We explode. Now look at the waves here. Speed index 4, 4.7, higher than this. Speed index 9, and that's another 9, but we have this 24. So this is more important than these two. So the retracement, they're buying again. And as we go along, 1.9, 2.9, 7.6, 8.3, all the bottom ones are higher. 6.197. Then, change in behavior. Okay? What's the change in behavior? This 19.1 up here. That's a change in behavior. We were going like that, and we see that this 19.1 hasn't showed up in the up waves. In all these up waves, there was no 19.1. So this tells us something. Something is going to happen. So draw my levels again, and if it breaks, I go short. It did break, and then we hit another level. This is probably some kind of fib 50 or something like that from this right here. If it was the fib area, it could be something like I don't know, 50 here and 60 here. So what do we see here? Again, the timing. This, we got another Bluetooth reversal pattern. This stuff is everywhere. We got a fast wave up 4.4, then on the down move 19.7. Okay, that's a very high speed index, nothing like that on the down waves right here. So what do? We draw our levels again and wait that only if it breaks it's confirmed, because it could be a push down. You don't know if it's a push down yet. Okay, and it did break and we went up 90 pips. Very nice. So last slide. This is the magic of speed index, believe it or not. Okay, that's all folks. Let me go to my presentation. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you want to see forecasts with before and after pictures and more details in the way I trade, you can visit my blog right here. Okay, you can visit my blog right here, and if you want to start playing around with the indicators, well, you can download them from MQL5 in these addresses. Thanks again. And have a good night, evening, morning, whatever your time is.